Hello and welcome back to episode 8 of my A to Z stitch series. We've made it to letter H and we're learning the honeycomb stitch. Every week I spin this little spinner to see what I'll make and I get to choose. This stitch is definitely on the harder side, so I'm going to make it easy on myself and make a coaster. Plus I have this diamond stitch coaster and I think they'd be really cute together. So first I'll give you the tutorial and then at the end I'll give you some thoughts on the easiness, cuteness, and versatility of the stitch. So let's get started. Start by chaining any odd number plus 1 for the turning chain. I'm doing 15 plus 1, so 16 chains. Once you're ready, you're going to take your chain and turn it over because we're going to be working into the back bumps. Skip the first chain and work a single crochet in the second chain. And then continue single crocheting in every stitch across the row, and I'll meet you at the end. Awesome, row 1 done. Now you're going to chain 1 and turn your work. This chain 1 doesn't count as a stitch here or throughout the rest of the pattern. This is another very easy row. We're just going to work a single crochet in every stitch across the row, starting with this first one all the way to the end where I'll meet you. Alrighty, we're on row 3 now. Go ahead and chain 1 and turn your work. Now we're going to start by single crocheting into the first stitch. Alright, and now we're going to work an extended single crochet into the stitch from 2 rows below. It's easier than you think it is, I promise. Just go down to our beginning chain, skip the first one, and insert your hook into the second. Yarn over and pull up a loop, and then pull your hook up to our current row. Make sure you're not pulling it too tightly because we don't want it to warp, and then yarn over and complete the single crochet as normal. Now work a single crochet into the next stitch, but make sure that you're skipping the chain that we would have worked into just then. Now continue alternating extended single crochets and single crochets across the row. Insert your hook into every other chain space to make the extended single crochet. Easy peasy. Continue across and end with a single crochet and I'll meet you at the end. Great job. Now we're moving on to row 4. So chain 1 and turn your work. I love working on this side of the project. We're going to single crochet into each of the first 2 stitches. And now we're going to do a modified single crochet by inserting our hook under both of these legs. So do that. And then yarn over and pull up a loop and then finish the single crochet as normal. How easy was that? Now work a single crochet into the next stitch, making sure to skip the one that we would have worked into just then. And now alternate modified single crochets and single crochets across the row. You're going to continue inserting your hook under these legs all the way to the end where I'll meet you. Okay, I wanted to show you what the end will look like. There'll be one leg that you won't touch, and I'm going to finish this row with a single crochet in the last stitch. Now you can chain 1 and turn your work. Awesome, we're on row 5. We're going to start with an extended single crochet in the first stitch. It might look a little confusing, but it's just this space right here 2 rows below. So insert your hook, and we want our hook to be in the middle of these little V's on the other side of our work. So move your hook under this leg if it isn't in the right spot. Then you can pull up a loop and now bring it all the way up to our current row and complete the single crochet as normal. And then work a single crochet into the next stitch, making sure that you're skipping the stitch that we would have worked into. Alrighty, and now we're going to continue alternating extended single crochets and single crochets across the row. We're always going to insert our hook to the left of the V that we can see right here. It's really easy to find once you know what you're looking for, and then always take a little peek on the other side to make sure that it's coming out in the middle of the V. So go ahead and complete this extended single crochet, and then single crochet into the next stitch. Now continue like that all the way across, ending with an extended single crochet where I'll meet you to walk you through it. Start by finding the single crochet 2 rows below. That's going to be to the left of this V, and insert your hook. And then take a peek to make sure that the hook is going between the V on the other side. And if it's not, then shimmy your hook underneath that leg, then yarn over, pull up a loop, and finish the extended single crochet as normal. And then go ahead and chain 1 and turn your work. And row 6, and time for more modified single crochets. Start by single crocheting into the first stitch, and now make a modified single crochet next. Followed by another single crochet. Continue alternating modified single crochets and single crochets across the row, ending with a single crochet, and that's where I'll meet you. Alrighty, now it is a 4-row repeat until the end. You're going to repeat row 3 through 6 until you're happy with it. I split the instructions in half so that you can take 2 screenshots and go back and forth between them without getting confused about which step you just did. It's definitely not a mindless pattern, and I was checking the pattern after every row until like my final 2 rows. So take your 2 screenshots and go back and forth between them. And if you're making a coaster like me, I did 34 total rows for mine. So I repeated the 4-row repeat a total of 8 times. And now once you're happy with yours, you can go ahead and chain 1 and fasten off. And then you'll take your 2 ends and weave them in as normal on the wrong side of your work through nearby stitches, going up, down, all around until they're nice and secured. And that was it. Oh my gosh, thoughts and opinions section starting with easiness. This was definitely one of the hardest stitches yet. I had to constantly check the pattern to figure out how I was starting a row, and it just didn't fully sink in until I did my last 4-row repeat. And I definitely had to frog my first couple rows when I was first figuring it out, so definitely not the easiest, but I think it's doable. The modified single crochet looks so complicated and like you'd have to be a pro crocheter to do it, but in my opinion, it was one of the easiest parts. I loved making those. I was a big fan of the modified single crochet. It was just tricky to figure out where to work the extended single crochets, I think. Next category is cuteness, and this is a 10 out of 10 cuteness in my opinion. I love stitches that are different on each side, and both sides of this are absolutely stunning. This looks gorgeous from all angles, and I really don't think the camera's doing it justice, which makes me so sad. And then the back of it really resembles the moss stitch, which I'm a huge fan of, so I just loved this stitch. I would say I'm obsessed with this stitch. And now, versatility. What kind of projects could you make with this? It's really thick, so I'd say this is perfect for coasters, hot pads, or mug cozies. It is a bit stiff, but I think it could also potentially work as hand warmers. And it might take a while, and I'm not sure how it would drape, but I think it would make a really warm and cozy blanket as well. My last idea would be an organizer of some sort, because on the honeycomb side, it kind of has these 2 layers, so you could store your tapestry needles or smaller hooks or things like that through these stitches, which could be really cool. There's some sort of idea there. And the last category is reuse or retire. And I'm kind of on the fence. I really, really, really love this stitch, but I also don't have any ideas immediately coming to me that I'm like, OMG, I have to make. If I ever come up with anything, then I would totally use this again though, because have I mentioned how much I love it and how stinking cute I think it is? And that's it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. All of your support has meant so much to me. It truly makes my day when someone reaches out to let me know that they're following along and learning all the stitches with me. If you want to help support my channel, then a like and a comment goes a long, long way. And don't forget to subscribe to continue following along on this journey with me. In addition to these weekly stitch videos, I also upload a cute random tutorial every week as well, so don't miss out. But thank you again so much, especially if you're still here watching right now. And as always, happy crocheting and stay lucky. Bye!